everybody, welcome back today for another video. Today's going to be a video about the Jeep. I know you guys like my last upload, so figured I'd do something with the Jeep. I don't really have anything, like parts wise to put on it or anything like that. The only things really left on it, I got to re-gear the front diff, and I got to fix some rust, minor rust, rocker panels. If you guys know WJs, you know that the rockers rot out. They put a foam in there and it causes them to rot out. And then right behind the back bumper, there's also a known spot to rot. It's right where the trunk floor is. I got to fix that also, but I don't have any of the stuff to do that. So I want to go over today what I would do differently the second time around with my Jeep, because there are some things that I wish that I didn't purchase for this, or at least the same brand, just because they don't hold up. And what fun is that? I don't wheel this thing every weekend. It gets wheeled once in a while, but I have so much stuff that just doesn't hold up to even road use. And I want to go over with you guys what I would do differently the second time around if I was to build another one of these, what I would do, and possibly what I'll wind up changing on mine. So let's go over it, and I'll let you guys know what I think about the parts that I have on here. And some of it will be good, some of it will be bad, but at least you guys won't make the same mistake that I make and purchase the same stuff that I did. Hey guys, so if you're not familiar with this Jeep, this is a 2001 Jeep Grand Cherokee WJ. It's pretty much full bolt-on. It has a lift kit, 1-ton steering. The wheels are 18 by 12, negative 44 offset. The tires are 33 12.5 18s. They do fit. It has a 5-inch lift on it, because I have a leveling kit in the front on top of my lift. So it's 5-inch lift. The wheels do fit, but if you guys are looking to run the same setup, you're gonna have to play around with the control arm length. This one is on long arms, so it's very easy to shift the wheel forward and back as needed. And then you can adjust your caster with the upper arms. So if you guys aren't aware of that, the lower arms do not adjust your caster. The upper arms do, because you're tilting the axle. But you got to be careful when you're adjusting caster, because you also are adjusting pinion angle, which you don't want a really bad pinion angle, especially if you're on a stock drive shaft. You'll get a lot of vibration. So if you go this high, I do recommend doing drive shafts though. So it's just something to think about. But this Jeep has a rough country 4.5-inch lift on it. Like I said, I have a leveling kit on top. I would not go with a rough country lift again. I've had numerous problems with the flex joints. Just no good. They make a lot of noise too, they clunk and pop and stuff, and they just wear out really fast. So I definitely wouldn't go with another rough country lift. Me personally, I would go without destroying your bank account, I would go with the Iron Rock off-road. And I'd probably go with the 8-inch long arm lift that they have, which is a 4-link in the back and a 3-link in the front. That's what I would do if I was going to do it again. Just because I do wish I had a little bit more height. I'm not probably going to make it any higher, because I do drive this thing on the road. But if I was going to purchase a lift right out of the box, it would be that one, or even their 6.5. Depends what you want to do. Another thing too is I'd probably get more expensive headlights, because I don't know if you guys can tell, but there is condensation in this light. Can't find out where it's coming from. I did look around and I don't see any breaks in the light or anything, and it's only that side. This side doesn't do it. These are just eBay headlights, so it's kind of expected. I've ran plenty of eBay headlights on the Mustang in the garage, and it's always been an issue. So it's just another thing to think about. Same thing with the tail lights. I have 4 LEDs burnt out in the tail lights. And those taillights are not eBay. Those are Spider LED taillights. They're really good taillights, but 4 LEDs burnt out. So what are you going to do? So yeah, with the lift, Iron Rock off-road. The gears, I have 456 gears with 33s. And to be honest with you, when I was buying the 456 gears, I thought about going with a 488. But everybody was like, oh, it's going to rev too high, this and that. Well, let me be the one to tell you, I wish that I did 488s, because it still lacks power on the highway. It's not nearly as bad as it was, but it still lacks power, and it's really annoying. You don't have to floor it as much to maintain the speed limit, but it's just, I wish I went with a 488, definitely. It's just another thing to think about if you're running a 33-inch tall tire. Definitely go with a 488 gear. you'll be much happier. It might rev a little bit higher, but it's not going to be a lot. These wheels I absolutely love. Nothing I would change about them. Same thing with the tires. Tires are quiet on the road. Wheels look amazing. Offset's nice. I would definitely do spring retainers for anybody with a lifted Jeep that plans to off-road. If you guys don't know, that's how I blew my motor. I dropped a spring on the trail, axle came up, hit the oil pan, cut off the oil circulation, and that's why I had to put a motor in this thing. So that's another thing that you might want to do. I would highly recommend doing stainless steel braided brake hoses. They make your pedal feel a lot better. I have no complaints with my brakes. They're power stop, drilled and slotted pads, or drilled and slotted rotors with the power stop truck towing brake pads. They're very good. They don't wear very much. Like, they've been on here for a while, and I'm not exactly easy on this thing, so I would highly suggest those. Even their calipers, you can do the calipers too. They're powder coated red. They look nice. I have no complaints with the steering system that I have on here. This is a Ironman 1-ton steering kit. Their customer service is absolutely top notch. They actually sent me the wrong tie rod when I got this kit, and they didn't even ask for the old one back. They said to hold on to it because it'll work for the other side of the bar. So they told me hold on to it as a spare, and we'll send you out the correct one. No complaints with them whatsoever. These are rough country quick disconnects. I would probably go with the JKS quick disconnects over these. I used to have them, but they wore out over time, so that's why I put the rough country ones on, because they came with my lift, and I just didn't feel like buying anything else. So that's why those are there. The bull bar is absolutely fantastic. I love the way it looks, so I definitely wouldn't change anything with that. If we come back here, I would obviously recommend the Atco rear sway bar. It's much beefier than your stock one. These are the either the rough countries or the Rusty's off-road sway bar links. I don't have any issues with those. I would recommend upgrading your shocks to Bilsteins. They offer a lot better ride quality and a lot better handling. They pretty much make it more stiff, I want to say, you know, as far as dampening goes, but they also ride better on the road. So it's kind of hard to describe to you guys, but they're just good. Make sure you get them if you're gonna lift your stuff. Let's go inside of the Jeep. So if you care about your stuff, buy a fire extinguisher. If you haven't seen the video where this thing actually caught on fire, definitely go view that video. It's on my page. I saved it because I had a fire extinguisher. These seats I would highly recommend. These come out of a 2004 Jeep Grand Cherokee Overland. They have the nice, you know, inserts, and this bolstering is a lot more pronounced. Like, it holds you better. So these bolsterings are a lot deeper. So I would highly recommend those. Same thing with the center console that comes out of an Overland. It's leather wrapped. It's really nice. Definitely a lot nicer than the stock one. I highly recommend this radio. It's $300 on eBay. Yes, it's not like a name brand like Pioneer, Alpine, or whatever, but it's very good. It doesn't lag at all. It comes with a backup camera, OBD2 scanner. It comes with a bunch of stuff. It has CarPlay, and it's you could download any apps from the App Store onto that radio, which is really nice. Other than that, I mean, the leather steering wheel I would also recommend getting. That comes out of like an 02 Overland or an 03 Overland. The 04 has the wood grain, which I am not a fan of. I know some of you like the wood grain. I actually talked to one of you that picked up an Overland wheel after I posted my video of installing this one. It's just not me. I don't like wood grain. I never have. My Impala that I used to have had wood grain, and I absolutely hated it. So if you guys like wood grain, 04 Overland. If not, you can find this one, which is leather wrapped, and this comes out of an older Overland. Some limiteds might even have that wheel too. The rearview mirror is an auto dimming mirror. I would suggest getting one of those, especially if you don't have window tint. The tint, if any of you are local, Winning Window Tints in Elizabeth have done every single car that I own. They did the Subaru, they did the Jeep. They're going to be doing the Mustang for me. They're awesome customer service, and they have a lifetime warranty as far as, like, you know, peeling, scratching, fading, any of that. They'll just retint your car for free. which is really nice. This headliner, this is just material off of eBay. It looks awesome, and it feels really nice too. It's like, you know, squishy. You could actually see it probably going down a little bit, but it's really nice. I would highly suggest redoing your headliner, especially if you want to go for like a look that nobody else has. I get so many compliments on the headliner on this thing. It's crazy. And then we'll go under the hood and we'll talk about the most important part here. Before we do that, like I said, get drive shafts. You want a double Cardo in front, double Cardo in rear, SYE in your T case, which I have all of that. Alrighty. So, if you guys don't know, this is a 4-liter out of an 04 Grand Cherokee. I picked this motor up on Facebook Marketplace for, I think it was 150 bucks. Some dude came and even dropped it off for me, so I had no way to get it. The Jeep was down. Jeep had no motor in it. Like I said, I blew it up. I tore this motor completely down and I rebuilt the whole entire motor. And, you know, it's got new bearings, everything, the whole nine. This motor is not stock, nowhere near stock. It has a 1:7 ratio or 1:6 ratio. The higher ratio roller rockers is what's in this head. The head's ported, the intake's ported. It has high flow water pump, high flow oil pump, K&N intake. It has the Bosch 4-hole upgrade injectors. This is a DEI fuel rail heat sink kit. I would also highly recommend doing that. It gets rid of your hot start misfire. I haven't actually had a hot start misfire since I put that on, so I would definitely recommend doing that. This also has a bored throttle body on it and a Doug Thorley, I think it is, or Thorley, something like that. Header. It's ceramic coated. It's very, very nice piece. I would recommend that also. And I have MagnaFlow high flow cats to a Flowmaster Flow FX muffler. Also, when you're doing a header or an intake or whatever, make sure you use a stock gasket, which is metal. Don't use the gaskets they give you. They will leak. I can almost guarantee you, you'll never get them to seal. This is my oil catch can. This is from Amazon. If I was going to do this again, I'd probably go with a bigger can just because this fills up pretty quick. Just know that this doesn't only catch oil. This will also catch moisture, water, a whole bunch of stuff, especially when your Jeep doesn't warm up fully. It's going to catch water from, you know, condensation and moisture. So I would suggest a bigger can. I didn't know that when I bought it, that there was going to be water in here, so it does fill up pretty quick, but I just empty it here and there. I don't drive this thing every day, so it's not a big deal for me, but some of you that these are your dailies, you might want to go with a bigger can. Optima battery, I would highly recommend going with an Optima battery if you have car stereos, a winch, or, you know, stuff that uses more power. This is the K suspension coil pack upgrade. So this gets rid of your coil rail. This is a direct plug-in. They include the harness with it that plugs right into your factory harness, and then it plugs right into the coil. So this is actually a coil off like a V10 Dodge Viper. If you guys aren't familiar with that, the coils on that car use a 6-pack coil and then a 4-pack coil. So this is the 6-pack coil that they use, and it plugs right in. And also the Dodge Caravans come with this coil too. But when you buy the whole kit, it's not crazy expensive, and they're going to give you the extension harness to plug right in. They're going to give you the bracket to mount the coil. They're going to give you the coil, the wires, everything you need to switch out your coil rail and get rid of that nightmare. If you guys haven't had coil rail problems, just be thankful, because the coil rails always go bad on these things, and they're really hard to diagnose because you can't pull one plug at a time and figure out what's going on. You have to pull the whole rail off. It's just a nightmare. So I would highly recommend hitting up K Suspension. This coil pack is on their website, and it's very, very well priced, and it gets rid of a lot of issues that you'll run across. So I would highly recommend that. This valve cover I wouldn't really recommend. This is RX off-road or RT off-road valve cover. I wouldn't recommend it because of the oil cap. I would much rather have a stock oil cap. This one, I did a video a while back where I lost the oil cap, so I had to go to like Pep Boys and find an oil cap that fit, and this one actually fits really tight. So if you are going to do a valve cover like this, make sure you get another oil cap that actually fits. because the one that came with it was very, very loose, and it just blew off over time, and I don't even know where it went. I lost it on the side of the road, I guess. But that's another thing to think about. This is a nice valve cover, don't get me wrong, but I would not recommend using their oil cap. And also the hardware that comes with this, I wouldn't recommend using that either. So other than that, I mean, that's pretty much everything I've done, besides like a trans cooler and an oversized radiator, which you guys all know if you're having cooling issues to go to bigger stuff. Shouldn't have to tell you that, but it's pretty much it, man. So if you guys like what you saw, please drop a like, comment, subscribe, and hopefully we can get some parts for maybe the Mustang, the Jeep, something. I'm not really doing much with the Subaru. Like I said, it's my daily. I just want to leave it be. It's a nice car to just drive around in. It gets good gas mileage. I don't want to ruin the car, you know. So if you guys like what you saw, drop a like up on this video. It really helps get this video out to other people. You guys did an awesome job in my last video. It's like over 300 views right now, so I've gotten, I think, 2 new subscribers from that video. So if you guys like what you saw, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Truth or dare? You